Welcome, Mr. Matthews.
Hey, all right. I see cowards. First off, quit smiling. Why are you smiling? All I see, the one girl that went to the bathroom and went to the office to try to have something done about it, they said they couldn't do it because of Title IX, correct? Well, there is something you can do. You can create policy that goes out to the girls that says they can use the staff bathroom. One person on this board with a conversation told me that they can't turn away the girls from the staff bathroom. So why aren't you doing anything? My daughter, right here, sweetheart, tell these people, do you want a little boy to watch you pee?
No.
No. Why?
Because inappropriate.
It's inappropriate. My 8-year-old daughter knows it's inappropriate, and yet y'all sit there silent. One of you told me that your personal views don't align with the views you show to the public. Cowards. That is not how you do it. That should show every parent in this county that you are not fit to sit on this board. Every one of you. Tell me you didn't say that this is not your job, that it should be left up to the ethics committee. I've heard you say, it's not my job. When it came to the books being in these schools, it is your job to look over who's in charge of catching those books. All you do is smile. Rob, I don't have a problem with you, but this has got to stop, because I'm going to tell you, y'all come up here and talk about vaping and the dangers of vaping. If a little boy follows my daughter in that bathroom and touches her, you will have a new radar of dangers. This is ridiculous. You're opening up opportunity for problems to happen. You either create a new bathroom for those who are confused, or you send them to the staff bathroom. It's a very simple problem. We don't change policy for tens of thousands of people to accommodate. There is no problem what people do on their personal level. That is not my business, nor your business, nor anybody's business. That is their choice. But I tell you what, I want to prove that you're all hypocrites, because each of you ladies, I want you to invite your husbands. And let's go to the bathroom. And I want them to watch me watch you use the bathroom. And let's see if they get mad. Let's prove to the public the hypocrites are still on this board. Because I bet you'll get mad when I watch your wife. Your husband will get mad when I watch you. Your husband would feel the same as I would about my wife. Now stand up and do something. You're so scared of losing federal funding, it's ridiculous. Every single one of you is cowards. And we keep coming up here year after year with the same clique. There's one woman on this board that stands up for the people and the kids. That's a role model. Y'all should listen and pay attention. That's why she gets the votes. We won't put a single Laura Lindsay sign out and she'll get the votes. Kenny Workman is the exact example of a man whose feelings are hurt because the right questions were asked. There, I called him out.
Thank you.
I know they gave this father a round of applause for standing on business, but to be honest, I think that he deserves a standing ovation. And in case you were wondering, Title IX, which he referenced earlier in the clip, is a federal law which prohibits sex discrimination in educational settings, including sexual harassment. Now, I went to the Carabas County Schools website, and schools in North Carolina, by the way, just to see what their policy is. And you'll see right down here that they even have a Title IX coordinator whose job is it to ensure that this process is put into place regarding discrimination based off of sex. But this Title IX amendment dates back to 1972. But in this current social climate where children are being encouraged by their parents to think about their gender a little bit differently, this amendment still applies. And it is ridiculous to me because it still applies outside of logic. If you have a young boy who thinks that he is a young girl, under this amendment, allowing a young boy to utilize a girl's bathroom is just plain wrong. Just like the father said, let him use the staff bathroom or create a separate bathroom. That's where logic comes in, but the father's right. He's dealing with a school board full of cowards that are willing to buckle to logic to appeal to a newly normalized view. So shout out to this father, but it's also not fathers that are speaking up.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and only ladies and gentlemen it is and shall always be. I am an 18-year-old high school student and wanted to take this time to bring to your attention the current issue with biological men claiming they are women and in turn truly believing that they are entitled to use women's spaces. There was an incident within our district that occurred recently regarding a transgender woman who really is a biological man having an altercation with a young woman at MLK High School. It was infuriating when I had seen the video on social media, but what was detrimental to this is the fact that this man is and has been using the women's restroom and locker room. Firstly, the question we must address is why are we affirming the mental confusion of this boy and putting the safety of women in jeopardy by allowing mentally confused men to use the women's spaces? Of course, any male who claims he is a woman will accept it, but what about the women? What about the true girls like myself who are female down to our DNA? Why don't we ever get a say in whether or not we are comfortable with this? The truth is, we aren't. The majority of us aren't, and yet nothing has been done to protect the safety of these women. I will conclude with this. It all starts with you. You are in charge of the safety of us women and the kids of our parents. So please do something about it. Thank you.
When women begin to complain about what happens in women's bathrooms, when you know that it's time to listen up. But yeah, this young girl is smarter than most adults, or the adults that see no issue with this. But honestly, it's a damn shame having to watch high schoolers stand up to adults, to a school administration, over something that should be so obvious. Mother with daughter stops man from using the bathroom.
What are you doing?
Going to the bathroom.
Why are you in the girls' bathroom?
I'm a trans girl.
But you're not a girl.
Oh, we're doing one of these.
Yeah.
Interesting. Never had this before. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, I pay a lot of money to be safe in the bathroom.
Me too. Excuse me.
Do you think that's okay?
You know what's scary about this as well is that, if there wasn't bystanders and if he wanted to use the bathroom, all he has to do is just move besides them. There is nothing physically that they can do in order to not allow him, just besides kind of yipping and yapping at him. There was not a woman in my family that I would feel comfortable with going into a restroom after you see this person go in there first. And that's not to say that trans people are inherently violent, but just don't feel comfortable with someone who doesn't share the same gender being in a place where you disrobe in a private place. As a grown man, I think to myself, there is not a situation ever where I would undo my pants and remove my Johnson from my underwear in front of women and children. Innately, it just seems wrong to me. But shout out to this mother for standing up for her family, because I think she did what was right.
Kind of their value has suddenly plummeted because some woman there did actually complain about an obvious man in the changing room, and they refused to kind of take her case on board. They just sort of stuck to their guns and said, no, this is
Well,
fine.
they cancelled her membership.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Right.
they cancelled her membership. It's a really interesting situation, actually. I sort of commented today and I was like, oh, apparently now there's 400 million reasons why you should have female-only spaces.
Yes.
I just thought there was one.
Yes.
Because it sort of dawned on me recently that because I created a digital female-only space, and so I had the power to sort of remove these men in a very safe way, that kind of I unknowingly walked into being able to be in this position where one of them could maybe come back and like legally come after me. Because in real life female-only spaces, women self-exclude. They get themselves out of that because we're scared.
Yes.
Like if you've got a man in a female-only space, like a bathroom or a change room, you are already dealing with somebody who has no respect for your boundaries. So there's an argument to be made you're already dealing with a predator, because good men just don't go in to female-only spaces. They understand the social contract. They leave them alone. It wouldn't even occur to a good man, which is most men, obviously. Female-only spaces literally exist to protect us from the men who want to go into them.
What she's saying is absolutely correct. There's a social construct there, and I think that's what I was trying to articulate before. But I also think about the amount of times that women don't respect that social contract on the opposite side, meaning that the amount of times where I've been a man in a man's restroom and a woman just comes in because the line's shorter and she's like, out my way, versus on the flip side, men do not go into women's bathrooms because of that social contract.
That's why, like, we've always had to have some sort of boundary there. And, you know, it's the thing, it's good men stay out, so bad men stand out. So with Planet Fitness, I mean, this woman was really brave. She took a photo, and then, but they said that was, you know, against their rules of her.
Well,
she took evidence of this man shaving in there,
Yes.
and they punished her.
It's obviously a man. I mean,
He's a man. It could be you. You know what I mean? It's just a guy.
Now, the case that they are talking about is this one. The woman banned by Planet Fitness for photographing trans member vows to keep fighting. I'm here for the long haul. I'm going to keep making a difference, however that looks. I'm not afraid. The libs can threaten me all day long, and I just feel like I've got the armor of God on me. They cannot penetrate my soul. They can't take my joy unless I give it to them. So that's where I'm kind of at. Now, all she did was alert the employees, and then later on, she recorded herself speaking about the ordeal that took place within the bathroom. Here goes a picture of her standing on business. I just came out to Planet Fitness, and there was a man shaving in the woman's bathroom, she said. Now, what's also interesting about this is that folks are fighting back with their dollar, pointing out that Planet Fitness lost $400 million from a decline from $5.3 billion to $4.9 billion after a few days had passed. Others call for the company to receive the Bud Light treatment, adhering to the conservatives' go woke, go broke motto. I think at the end of the day, we're all humans. We could do whatever we want with this time on this planet as long as it's legal. And when you begin to involve children, that's when I really have a problem with it. And I think that especially in understanding how right now we are facing the most important election in my lifetime. Make sure you're doing your research so that you know who you are voting for, and stand up locally if there's things that are happening that you do not agree with. That's been my thoughts for this particular video, guys. Leave me your comments down below. What did you think about the collection of clips? Would love to see you guys' thoughts as well as your solutions to the matter. All right, until next time, YouTube. Peace.